Welcome back. You're still watching Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. As one of the largest oil producers and investors in Nigeria, Chevron has been making significant investments in the country for nearly 60 years. Through Chevron's principal subsidiary in Nigeria, Chevron Nigeria Limited, the company operates and holds a 40% interest in 8 concessions in the onshore and near onshore regions of the Niger Delta. But some years ago, Chevron adopted a new community-led participation and partnership approach for CSR. The general manager for Chevron companies in Nigeria, Mr. Esimaje Brikinn, explains how it works.
As a company, Chevron, we believe that the sustainability of any business, is on the foundation of corporate responsibility. We thought through our community engagement processes and came about what is today known as the Global Memorandum of Understanding, which is a multi-stakeholder participatory partnership process for a community-led development process. So in the model, Chevron, as operator of the NNPC Chevron joint venture, contributes funds into dedicated accounts that the communities use to implement projects that they identify by themselves. And this is actually guided by some transparency and accountability models, a governance model to ensure that things are done in a manner that people are accountable and all parties see very transparently how funds are disbursed and spent to execute projects.
You focus your corporate social responsibility initiatives on health, environment, agriculture, and many more. But let's start with health. Tell us some of the interventions that your organization has been able to do in the health sector.
We believe very strongly that a healthy society definitely will create a progressive business. And through the GMOU model, we've been able to, working with the communities and government, carry out some extensive needs assessments. And the communities themselves under this model have built some cottage hospitals. One of them is a very prominent one in Bayelsa State, built by the Dodo River Regional Development Foundation. Was done by, of course, them, the leadership of that foundation under the GMOU model, built a cottage hospital in the Keremo local government. That hospital right now is about the only existing health service infrastructure in that part of the state because it's very remote. Right in Delta State, the Egbebara Barabatu Central Development Foundation, that's also an organ of the communities within the GMOU model, have built 2 cottage hospitals in the Warri North and the Warri South area of southwest area of Delta State. One of them is the cottage hospital in Shekelewu, a remote community called Shekelewu, and another is in Oporaza. I'm sure you know Oporaza very well, close to our Escravos terminal operations. We are currently working very closely with another cluster of communities in Ondo State, and they're building right now what is called the Mother and Child Center. That is currently at very advanced stage. It's focused mainly on women and children in that area. The Ondo State government is very much involved in that. In the past 10 years or so, we've built, working with our co-venturers in the Agbami field, we've built about 28 chest clinics across the country. And these chest clinics are helping to reduce the prevalence of TBs in some very vulnerable communities in different parts of the country. Sometime last year, I think 2019, the wife of the president, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Mohammed Buhari, actually presented Chevron with an award, for the strides that the company has been making in dealing with TB issues, generally across the country. And it will interest you to note that of the 28 chest clinics that have been built in the course of the outbreak of the COVID pandemic, a few of them were actually quickly converted as response centers for COVID pandemic treatment. And in the area of HIV/AIDS, sometime in between 2017 and 2019, went into a program where we had to deal with issues around antiretroviral medication access to many people who probably were not really getting that level of access to that. And that was as a result of the partnership that we went into with Global Funds, working with the Ministry of Health. At a point in time, Bayelsa State was known to have very high prevalence of HIV. And we worked closely with the Bayelsa State government and an organization called PACT through an intervention that we call PROMOTE, as a prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV/AIDS. Over a 5-year period, collaborating with other partners, we were able to bring down the prevalence rate of HIV in Bayelsa State, with over 60,000 women, reached, through tests.
Now, talking about partnerships, your organization has been able to build healthy relationships to develop the education sector in Nigeria. Share with us some of those programs that you have done.
We've built classrooms, we've built state-of-the-art, what you call science laboratories across the country. We're working with our joint venture partners, especially in the Agbami field, which has enabled us to touch different parts of the country. Our scholarship programs are actually designed to ensure that we reach targeted, scholars to help them have great access to education across the country. This scholarship has also helped. To 16,000 people have benefited from that targeted, what we call AMEPS, I think engineering and medical professional students. What we see there is that students are able to focus more, and going through the records over a period of less than 10 years, that program has actually turned out about 700 students who graduated with first class. Another aspect of our education program is the scholarship program that we dedicate to the physically challenged, especially the visually impaired people. That's a constituency that many people forget so easily. We found out that we need to focus on them and ensure that they get the right support for them to continue, their studies in school. Something I also want to talk about has to do with the building of hybrid libraries across the country. These libraries enable students to, to start trying their hands on technology in sourcing for resources online, apart from having the physical books in the libraries themselves.
It's obvious Chevron has some interesting sports. Taking a look at the annual junior tennis program, last year over 200 youths actually participated in that sport. What's the impact this has made on the young ones?
The sport of tennis is one that has not been given great attention in the country, and we see a lot of potential in the youths of Nigeria in that. So we started this tennis program to get kids, who show some interest in tennis, to build them up first of all, and create that environment where they are able to interact positively and bring out the best energy out of them to be able to be more productive for themselves. We get a lot of support from the Ministry of Sports, and the state government also are very, very keen in ensuring that this continues and keeping the youths engaged.
Some people have reservations about international oil companies, especially their host communities. What is Chevron doing in keeping the environments clean and safe?
We reduce our footprint on the environment and ensure that we operate excellently without any spills to the environment. That's our primary objective. We work very closely with regulators, NOSDRA, the Ministry of Environment, to ensure that we meet compliance and go beyond compliance. When spills occur, we usually get the communities involved through joint inspection visits and get into remediation programs. Our partnership with the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, the NCF for short, since 1992 resulted in us building and donating the Lekki Conservation Center to the NCF. So we made monetary provision annually for the running of that center. We also sponsor PhD research grants for students who actually are willing or are taking programs in research in the environment at the PhD level. In our operations, we've been able to reduce fled gas by over 90%, and this has been converted, monetized, and is earning income for the federal government and our partners. As a matter of fact, we are the largest supplier of on-spec gas to the Nigerian domestic market. This is the gas that actually powers the industry in Nigeria, as well as providing energy for the Nigerian population.
Tell us more about the social investment programs your organization has been able to do in Nigeria, especially in the Niger Delta region.
Complementing our multi-stakeholder participatory partnership model, the GMOU, Chevron set up in 2010 an organization called Partnership Initiative in the Niger Delta, PIN for short. PIN was set up primarily to address systemic issues around peace and economic development in the Niger Delta. And since 2010 to date, Chevron has invested over $100 million to sustain that organization. And we're very proud of some of the things that they have done to date. They're working across the Niger Delta, whether we have footprints in those places or not. And they've been able to reach, in the past 10 years that they've been working, they've reached over 600,000 farmers and small and medium enterprises. They have also ensured that they've set up peace actors across the Niger Delta. So PIN is working with several partners who ordinarily would not have come into the Niger Delta to work. One of which is the ongoing Niger Delta Youth Empowerment Program, which PIN is partnering with the Ford Foundation in executing right now. What we see there is over 2,300 youths have gone through that program right now and are benefiting from all of the activities in that PIN that was actually programmed.
What has Chevron done or is doing in empowering women in Nigeria?
In the communities where we do business, because it is participatory, we are able to encourage them to ensure that women are in the executive leadership of the communities. Coming back to our business, at the leadership level of Chevron, we see women at top management levels in the Chevron organization, and we're very proud of what they do and the value that they bring.
Going forward, tell us your future plans and how you intend to continue to promote sustainable development in Nigeria.
Chevron has been in Nigeria now for close to 60 years, and we're very, very proud of our partnership with the Nigerian government and the people that we've been working with and partnering with over the years. As the business environment improves, we will continue to work in partnership with the Nigerian government and the people of Nigeria to bring about a positive impact through our corporate social responsibility programs that we continue to improve the well-being of the society.
And that brings us to the end of the program today as we encourage organizations to continue to do more for the people. Don't forget to connect with us via social media handles on your screen. I'm Anne Unwawodo. Thanks for watching and stay safe.